Bob Lazar is someone who became famous back in 1989 as a result of a very specific claim that he made. And that claim is that he worked at a place just south of Area 51. He called it S4.
A secret facility built up in the Area 51 complex.
Exactly what's going on up there?
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
Imagine staring into the heart of an alien spacecraft and exploring its hidden chambers. Bob Lazar, a man who claims to have done just that, says he's witnessed the unthinkable at a covert military facility. But what if there's a sinister truth lurking behind his claims? What dark and eerie secrets are being concealed by the government? And could it be that extraterrestrials are already living among us, hidden in plain sight? Dive into this chilling mystery with us. Are you ready to uncover the truth about extraterrestrials and the secrets the government doesn't want you to know? The mysterious Senate report. This month, an extraordinary event is set to unfold that may change how we think about our place in the universe. A highly anticipated report is scheduled to be delivered to the United States Senate on a subject that has long been a source of fascination, controversy, and conspiracy: unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. This report, requested as part of the Intelligence Authorization Act and attached to a COVID-19 relief bill, aims to shed light on incidents involving vehicles that exhibit mind-boggling flight characteristics far beyond what our most advanced aircraft can achieve. But this report goes deeper than recent sightings and mysterious videos. It may also provide answers to one of the most infamous UFO-related stories in history, one that stretches back over 30 years, the story of Bob Lazar. Did Bob Lazar, a physicist who stepped into the spotlight in 1989, really work on reverse engineering captured extraterrestrial spacecraft at a secret government facility near Area 51 in Nevada? And could this Senate report finally put to rest the decades-long mystery surrounding Lazar's claims? This upcoming Senate report on UFOs isn't just about explaining strange lights in the sky. It's a comprehensive effort to compile and analyze the best available intelligence on UFO sightings and phenomena from a wide range of government agencies. This includes geospatial data, signals intelligence, and even human intelligence reports. The goal is to provide lawmakers with as much information as possible about these unexplained incidents. But what exactly are they looking for? For decades, UFO sightings have been dismissed by officials as nothing more than misidentified weather balloons, military tests, or even optical illusions. But recent footage and testimonies from credible sources, including Navy pilots, have made it harder to dismiss these events so easily. The vehicles in question often defy the known laws of physics, showing speed, agility, and maneuverability that seem impossible by current technological standards. Are we dealing with secret government projects, advanced foreign technology, or something far more mysterious? Could these be craft from another world? As this report is set to be made public, there's hope that we may finally get some answers, or at least be pointed in the right direction. But beyond the recent UFO phenomena, this report could hold the key to solving a much older puzzle: the story of Bob Lazar and his incredible claims of working on extraterrestrial spacecraft at a secret base known as S4. Bob Lazar, the man who blew the whistle. In 1989, a man named Bob Lazar emerged from the shadows with an astonishing claim. He said he had worked on reverse engineering alien spacecraft at a facility called S4, near the highly classified Area 51 military base in Nevada. Lazar's account was nothing short of extraordinary. He described 9 different spacecraft in the possession of the US government, some of which were allegedly of extraterrestrial origin. One of the craft was said to be shaped like a saucer, a classic UFO. According to Lazar, these crafts were powered by a mysterious material called Element 115, which allowed them to manipulate gravity in ways we can't yet comprehend. Lazar initially came forward using the pseudonym Dennis during an interview with journalist George Knapp of KLAS TV in Las Vegas. Speaking in silhouette, he described the work he had done on these alien vehicles, claiming that the government was attempting to reverse engineer the technology. The aim was to unlock the secrets of interstellar travel, potentially paving the way for humanity to journey beyond our solar system. But Lazar's story didn't end with science fiction-like descriptions of UFO technology. He later claimed that he was fired from his position at the secretive base after bringing friends into the desert to watch test flights of the alien craft. According to Lazar, a Lincoln County Sheriff's deputy caught the group, and Lazar was quickly dismissed from his job. It was a story straight out of a Hollywood movie. A government scientist whistleblower working on alien technology at a hidden military facility was fired for getting too close to the truth. The public was enthralled, but just as quickly, the skeptics began to circle. Skepticism and controversy. Almost immediately, Bob Lazar's claims were met with intense skepticism. Skeptics and investigators alike began looking into Lazar's background, and it wasn't long before questions arose about his credibility. One of the most glaring issues was Lazar's academic history. He had claimed to have studied at prestigious institutions like the California Institute of Technology, Caltech, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Yet when reporters checked with these universities, they found no records of Lazar ever attending. This raised serious doubts about Lazar's story. How could someone who claimed to be a physicist involved in one of the most secretive projects in human history have fabricated his educational background? Was this a sign that Lazar was lying about everything? And then in 1990, things got even worse for Lazar's credibility. He was charged with operating an illegal, high-tech brothel in Las Vegas. Though the charges had nothing to do with his UFO claims, they added another layer of scandal to his already controversial reputation. But Lazar didn't give up. In a bid to prove his employment at the secret S4 facility, Lazar produced a W-2 tax form that he said showed income from the Department of Naval Intelligence. Skeptics, however, pointed out that no such department existed. There is an Office of Naval Intelligence, but the term department seems suspicious. Was this a genuine mistake, or further proof that Lazar's story was fabricated? Despite the controversy, Lazar's claims refused to fade into obscurity. Over the years, his story has continued to captivate the public's imagination, especially as more UFO sightings and unexplained phenomena have been reported. In 2018, Bob Lazar's story once again made headlines. Filmmaker Jeremy Corbell released a documentary on Netflix called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, which delved into Lazar's claims and reignited the debate over his credibility. The documentary quickly gained attention, and soon after, Lazar appeared on The Joe Rogan Experience, one of the most popular podcasts in the world. Corbell's documentary painted Lazar as a man who had carried the burden of knowledge for over 3 decades, a whistleblower who had risked everything to reveal the truth about UFOs and extraterrestrial technology. The film raised questions about whether Lazar had been telling the truth all along and whether his story might finally be vindicated. Lazar's appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast further boosted his credibility among a new generation of listeners. Rogan, known for his open-mindedness and willingness to explore controversial topics, gave Lazar a platform to tell his story to millions. For many, it was the first time they had heard Lazar speak in such detail about his experiences. While some remain skeptical, others have pointed out that many of Lazar's claims, particularly about the existence of Element 115, have since been corroborated. Element 115, once thought to be a fabrication, was officially added to the periodic table in 2003 under the name Moscovium. This has led some to believe that Lazar may have been telling the truth all along and that the government has been covering up its knowledge of extraterrestrial technology for decades. The UFO report and its potential impact. So where does this leave us? With the release of the Senate's UFO report, we may finally get some answers. The report will not only look at recent sightings and incidents, but will also include data from the Office of Naval Intelligence, the FBI, and other intelligence agencies. This comprehensive study could either confirm Lazar's claims or finally put them to rest. The report has tasked the Director of National Intelligence, the Secretary of Defense, and other agencies with providing detailed analysis on UFO data. This includes information collected through satellite surveillance, signals intelligence, and even human intelligence sources. The sheer scope of this investigation suggests that no stone will be left unturned in the search for the truth. If Lazar's story is corroborated, it could mean that the U.S. government has been in possession of alien technology for decades. It would be a revelation that changes our understanding of the universe and our place in it. But if the report debunks his claims, it may finally close the door on one of the most compelling UFO stories of all time. But what if these strange craft aren't just an anomaly or figment of wild imaginations? What if the unexplained aerial phenomena we've been witnessing are not just a matter of curiosity, but a direct and imminent threat to our national security? National security and the UFO threat. The upcoming Senate report is not only about shedding light on UFO sightings, but also about addressing potential threats to national security. The report will include a crucial analysis aimed at determining whether these unidentified aerial phenomena, UFOs, pose a danger to the United States. Specifically, the Senate has requested the following: identification of potential aerospace or other threats posed by the unidentified aerial phenomena to national security, and an assessment of whether this unidentified aerial phenomena activity may be attributed to one or more foreign adversaries. This is not just about figuring out what these UFOs are, but also whether foreign adversaries, such as Russia or China, have developed breakthrough aerospace technology that could challenge the United States' dominance in the skies. If that were the case, it could mean that foreign powers have achieved technological advancements that defy our current understanding of flight. The report is also tasked with identifying patterns that suggest a potential adversary may have gained capabilities that could threaten the safety of U.S. forces. This makes the stakes even higher. Not only are we talking about solving one of the greatest mysteries of our time, but we could also be dealing with threats that have a direct impact on national defense. With these serious implications in mind, the Senate report has the potential to either exonerate Bob Lazar or completely discredit him. Lazar has always presented himself as more than just a whistleblower. He's claimed to have been directly involved with the reverse engineering of alien spacecraft, working on technology so advanced it could reshape the future of humanity. If Lazar's claims are true, this report could portray him as an unfairly maligned interstellar whistleblower, potentially eclipsing the notoriety of other famous whistleblowers like Edward Snowden, Karen Silkwood, or Daniel Ellsberg. Lazar's story, if validated, would have far-reaching consequences, far beyond the exposure of government corruption or misconduct. We'd be talking about the biggest revelation in human history, that extraterrestrial technology has been in the hands of the US government for decades, and we've only just scratched the surface of its potential. But what if the report discredits him? What if Lazar's story, which has captured the imaginations of millions, is dismissed as fabrication, or worse, a delusion? Could the Pentagon really admit to something like, well, senators, we don't know exactly what's causing these recent UFO sightings, but we do have an alien technology capable of performing the same gravity-defying maneuvers we're seeing in these videos? That would be a revelation of biblical proportions, shaking the very foundations of our understanding of the universe. While such a confirmation would indeed be the biggest story since the dawn of civilization, I'm not getting the sense that a world-shattering revelation is on the horizon. In fact, even some of the most knowledgeable people on this subject have downplayed the possibility of a bombshell announcement. With national security concerns at the forefront, you might expect the highest levels of government to have access to the most profound secrets. But what does a former president, someone with the ultimate security clearance, have to say about these mysterious UFOs? What does Obama say? One such individual is former President Barack Obama. In a recent interview with CBS's The Late Late Show host James Corden, Obama was asked point-blank about UFOs and aliens. Obama's response was telling. While he acknowledged the existence of incidents involving unknown objects making incredible maneuvers in the sky, maneuvers that remain unexplained, he made it clear that, during his time in office, no evidence of alien spacecraft or extraterrestrial life was ever presented to him. When I came into office, I asked, about aliens, right? I was like, all right, is there the lab somewhere where we're keeping the alien specimens in spaceship? They did a little bit of research, and the answer was no, Obama said. Obama's comments are significant. If even a former president who held the nation's highest security clearance didn't get access to any concrete evidence of alien life, it casts doubt on whether the upcoming Senate report will include anything so sensational. If the report does not vindicate Lazar, what does that mean for his story? Will he even be mentioned, or could he be brushed off as a minor figure who made extraordinary claims but was never in a position to substantiate them? As we await the final word from the Senate report, the big question on everyone's mind is, what will it reveal? Will it confirm our wildest speculations, or will it offer a more grounded explanation? What to expect from the report? Based on what we know so far, it seems unlikely that the Senate report will provide a smoking gun, proving Lazar's claims about working on alien spacecraft at Area 51. The most likely scenario is that the report will contain detailed information about recent UFO sightings, perhaps with new revelations about incidents that have been kept secret for years. There may be events in the report that defy conventional explanations, ones that truly make us scratch our heads and wonder what's going on. But for those hoping to see evidence confirming that Lazar was right all along, that the US has been harboring alien technology for decades, I suspect they'll be left disappointed. Still, one thing stands out about Bob Lazar. He's always been unwavering in his claims. Unlike other UFO enthusiasts or whistleblowers, Lazar hasn't dropped cryptic hints or suggested that American scientists have possible exotic materials that need further testing. No, Lazar went all in. He claimed that the US government had nine captured alien craft, that scientists have been studying these craft for more than 30 years, and that he personally worked on reverse engineering their technology. Lazar didn't leave much room for ambiguity. His story was black and white, and it was bold. But based on Obama's recent comments and what we've heard so far, it doesn't seem likely that the upcoming Senate report will provide the kind of evidence Lazar's story demands. If the report doesn't deliver the groundbreaking revelations some are hoping for, it might face skepticism similar to that of a notorious past investigation. Could the upcoming report be seen as a modern-day version of an old cover-up? Project Blue Book Redux? If Lazar's claims remain unsubstantiated, it's possible that true believers will view the Senate report as just another cover-up, a 21st century version of Project Blue Book. For those unfamiliar, Project Blue Book was a U.S. Air Force study conducted between 1952 and 1969 that investigated more than 12,000 UFO sightings. In the end, the project concluded that none of the incidents involved extraterrestrial vehicles and that UFOs did not pose a threat to national security. Many UFO enthusiasts still view Project Blue Book as a whitewash, a government effort to bury the truth rather than reveal it. Will the Senate report suffer the same fate in the eyes of the public? Will it be seen as another attempt to hide the existence of alien technology from the world? It's hard to say, but one thing is certain: the fact that the Senate is taking UFOs seriously and treating them as a potential national security threat is a significant step forward. It shows that the government and military are finally acknowledging the phenomena and investigating their origins and potential risks. So as we piece together the puzzle and sift through the official findings, one fundamental truth remains at the heart of the mystery. Despite all the debates and investigations, the quest for answers continues. In short words, the truth is out there. So what should we expect when the Senate report is finally released? For believers hoping for confirmation of Lazar's story, the chances of validation seem slim. But that doesn't mean the report won't contain valuable information. It will likely include new insights into recent UFO sightings, possibly new incidents that haven't been publicly disclosed, and a deeper understanding of how the US government is approaching these mysterious objects. For those who have been searching for definitive proof of alien contact, the search may continue for a little while longer. As for Bob Lazar, his story remains as enigmatic as ever. Whether you believe he's a hero, a liar, or something in between, one thing is certain: he has left an indelible mark on the UFO conversation. Thanks for joining us on this thrilling journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries of UFOs and Bob Lazar's incredible claims, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling content. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies and stay curious, because the truth is still out there.